家好，我叫王珏，是刘国香老师的女儿。然后我今天要跟大家分享我6月18号参加英国文化协会奖学金的面试的当时的实况转播。我因为要去美国念书的关系，所以我申请英国文化协会的雅思奖学金。然后那时候英国文化协会问了我一个问题。他希望我们可以介绍台湾最有代表性的文化给外国朋友认识，然后当时我就选择介绍客家文化。最主要的原因是因为我爸爸妈妈都是客家人，我妈妈是龙潭人，我爸是北埔人，所以我当时觉得客家文化最能够代表我自己，但也代表台湾。所以接下来就是我会用英文来全程介绍客家文化，然后用5分钟的时间以 PowerPoint 呈现给外国人关于台湾。Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jenny Wang, and today the topic I want to talk about is the Hakka culture in Taiwan. If there are foreign friends coming to Taiwan, the culture that I want to introduce to them is the Hakka culture, and the reason is simple. My parents are both Hakkanese, and my mom even teaches Hakka at the primary school. So I want to begin by giving you a very brief introduction of the Hakka history. The Hakka people, like the Hoklo or the so-called Taiwanese, moved to Taiwan about 300 years ago from mainland China. However, as they arrived later to Taiwan, they settled in the mountain areas because most of the coastal regions have already been occupied by the Taiwanese. So Hakka people were known to be very hardworking and diligent, because they endured a very harsh living condition. However, the Hakka people understood that education is the only way to transform their life. Just as my grandpa used to tell us, he believed that education is the only way to escape poverty. So my dad and all my uncles graduated from university, and some even obtained their master's degrees. I want to stop a while to let you look at the photos. This one is the Hakka people at Meinong, and they have these paper umbrellas. These are very symbolic to the Hakka people living in southern Taiwan, and they are standing in front of a very traditional Hakka home. And the second picture is that, like I've mentioned, the Hakka people were mostly farmers. So these are the Hakka women picking the tea leaves at a tea plantation in the mountain. So let's jump to the next picture. This is a tailor making traditional Hakka clothing, like the one I'm wearing today. These blue Hakka clothing were worn by our ancestors when they worked in a farm. And the color blue represents the blue sky and the respect for the heaven. And also the color blue is darker, so it's less easier to get dirty. Another important reason why they use this color blue. And another very important symbol of the Hakka culture is the white tone flowers, like these. These flowers were made by my mom. These white tone flowers were originally used by our ancestors for economic values. For example, the tree trunks could be made into furniture, and also the white tone oil could produce the white tone seeds could produce into oil, which then could be used to exchange for money. So these white tone trees have very high economic value. However, as most of the Hakka people nowadays live into the cities, the trees have lost their economic value. However, they have become really popular tourist sites, like the one here, and also gained a really beautiful name. The white tone flowers are known to be the May snow, and the reason is that these tone flowers only blossom in May, and when they bloom all over the mountain, it looks like snow covering up the mountain tops. So that's why it had this really beautiful name. You can never understand a culture without knowing their food. So I want to talk a bit about Hakka food. Like the two dishes I've shown here, the one above is called Hakka style fry, and the one beneath is ginger slice with pig intestine. And these two dishes actually have some common features. Well, first, they're all very salty and they're very fragrant, which means that they smell really good. And also they are very fatty. And the reason behind is that our Hakka ancestors spend a lot of time working in the field. So after a very tired day of work, they expect to have a really delicious dinner, which is why most of the Hakka women make sure that the dishes were very delicious and also smells really good, so that the Hakka farmers can restore their energy after a day of work. This is the main reason that Hakka dishes are known to be very strong flavored. And I want to conclude my presentation by taking you to an actual Hakka village. And the one I want to take you is the Hakka village in Beipu. Because Beipu is the birthplace of my father and also a town where he grew up. So we had a lot of memory there. And the first picture you see here is that when a foreigner comes to Beipu, you will see a Beipu old streets, which is the first thing that greets him. So when we walk down this Beipu old street, you can try a lot of Hakka desserts and cuisine. And you can also see tourists all over Taiwan pouring into this little old town because it's full of the Hakka historical monuments and the Hakka culture all embedded here in this little village. And after walking along this old street, I am sure that you want to have a good meal. So I'm going to take you to a typical Hakka restaurant. And here you see 客家菜. This is the very long established Hakka restaurant in Beipu, which I've been there many times. And they serve really typical Hakka dishes. So I'm sure you will have a wonderful meal here. And after our brilliant and lovely Hakka lunch, I want to bring you to another place, which is the lovely Hakka tea house. In this kind of wooden furnished tea house, you will find traditional Hakka tea called lei cha. And these tea are actually a mixture of green tea with grain and rice. It's very special and you can only get it here. So trying some Hakka tea and taking a rest would be a really wonderful afternoon after some walking in this old street. However, after you've taken a break, I'm sure you're going to explore more of Beipu village. So I'm going to take you to these little alleys throughout Beipu. Actually, there are a lot of these narrow alleys throughout the town because these are places where the Hakka people try to escape from the enemy or places where they can hide. However, now as the village has turned into a tourist site, you can walk along the alley and look at those very antique Hakka style architectures, or even there is a Hakka house like Siheyuan there where you can visit. Also there have souvenir shops. So it would be a wonderful and memorable trip for people who didn't understand Hakka culture. But after a one-day trip in Beipu, you will suddenly understand the Hakka spirit and also a good way to experience this unique culture in Taiwan. So after my introduction, I hope you have all been very excited of the trip and want to go there in the future someday. And I just want to say that I'm really proud of being a Hakka, and I want to thank you today for giving me the chance to share my culture with you. And I hope you can go to Beipu someday in the future. Thank you very much for your listening. Thank you.